Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Losing weight is really hard and sometimes it's really hard to stay motivated. I have tried to lose weight so many times and I've generally just given up in a couple of days. I used to think that working out would be enough just to counteract my diet. I used to think that if I worked out once a week, the weight would just fly off. But of course, it doesn't work like that. But now I've finally been losing weight, but it's not been fast, it's not made me drop 10 pounds in a week. And how do you stay motivated when you're hardly seeing any difference on the scales and you still look the same way you looked 2 months ago? What do you do to keep going? I have been losing weight now for 2 months and I've been losing about £1 a week, which is a recommended amount to lose. They say you can lose between 1 and 2 pounds to be at a safe and healthy weight loss. I haven't been able to push it to £2 a week, but I haven't actually actively tried to push it to £2 a week. I'm quite happy where I am. But here's my problem. I'm hardly seeing any difference. I look exactly the same as I did, or I feel like I look exactly the same as I did right at the beginning. So how do you stay motivated to put yourself through weight loss when you don't know if you're seeing a difference or whether you're doing all of this for nothing? Well, let me tell you. I have 8 tips that have worked for me and that have meant that I stay and stick to my weight loss routine and have just kept going day by day, because it is definitely easier than you think. Tip number 1 is to make a goal that is not weight loss based. When you're trying to lose weight, it can be really hard to not see results. And if you make goals that aren't weight loss related, you're not going to be disappointed if you don't lose so many pounds in a certain amount of time, but you're still going to have that sense of achievement. So I make goals like when I'm working out to go maybe a few minutes further, one weight heavier, just to push myself a little bit each day. And that really helps, having a goal that is not based on weight. It means that I still know that I'm getting fitter and healthier, I still know that I'm losing weight, but I'm not emphasising and surrounding everything around numbers and weight loss. Tip number 2 is to set rewards up for yourself in little increments. Now, I have been desperate for the Dyson Airwrap for probably since it came out, or since I first saw it, so for a few years I have really wanted it now. But of course I can't justify spending that much money. But then I thought to myself that I've been trying to lose weight since I was about 16 years old and I haven't got there yet. So if I actually lose the weight I want to lose, then that's basically my biggest achievement of my life. So I set up a payment plan. Every time I lose a half a kilo of weight, I am putting £20 into a pot. And one day I am going to be able to reach my goal weight, and when I've reached my goal weight I can go out and buy my Dyson Airwrap. That will be my reward. But to have those small little increments and to know that every time I reach a 0.5 weight loss goal, that is a huge achievement for me, and I can put £20 towards something that I'm really looking forward to using and having. It just makes it so much easier and it feels like the weight loss has a purpose. Tip number 3, develop a routine. Now this can be very hard if your schedule is all over the place like mine is a bit, but I do have a few things I make sure I do. I recently started pole dancing again. I started a few years ago and I've started it back up now. So I know that every Monday for an hour I'm doing a workout, and it is a great workout. It is so fun. I love it so much, and I know that it really gives my muscles a good workout and helps with my strength and burns calories. So it's really easy to have that as a routine. I've also made it my routine to calorie count every day. That way I know where I'm overindulging, I know when I need to put the brakes on a bit so that I don't lose my progress, but I also know that some days I can splurge and splash out on calories, and that's okay. And I also religiously make sure that I drink 2 litres of water a day. I carry this water bottle with me everywhere and I make sure I finish it every day. And these are all things that really help me. It means I'm exercising, it means I'm not overindulging in food, it means I'm giving my body the best food I can, and the water helps hydrate my body, which is really important, especially when you are working out a lot more than you might normally do. Tip number 4 is to find exercise that doesn't actually feel like exercise. When you're trying to lose weight and you're seeing slow progress and you're going to these workouts where maybe you're not fully into it every day and you really don't want to do it, then it's very hard to stay motivated and to actually get up and go and do that workout. So having something you really enjoy and doesn't feel like a workout is the ideal thing to have to make sure you're still keeping active, you're still getting your body moving, you're still burning those calories without actually realising you'll do it. For example, like I said earlier, my pole dancing class, that doesn't feel like exercise. I'm not sitting there counting down the minutes until it's over. I love it. It is so much fun, and I used to do Zumba as well. I love to go swimming because I know at the end I can go in the spa and the sauna and have a chill, but I've still done a workout without even noticing. So find the things that work for you, find the things that you love to do, and do the things you're not even realising are making you work up a sweat and get your body moving. Even if it's just walking into town to do some shopping and treat yourself, that's still a workout. You're still getting your body moving, and you've not even realised you've done it because your whole purpose was to go to town to go and do some shopping. Tip number 5 is to not make the diet too hard. Don't cut out everything you love, because then you're just going to make yourself sad and miserable whilst doing it, and it's not going to make you want to keep going every day. So with me, I know calorie counting isn't perfect for everyone, but for me calorie counting really works. It means I'm still getting those treats in every day that I really fancy, but I'm also making sure that I'm not going over my calorie limit, and I'm choosing smarter options when I can. You don't need to deprive yourself of these awesome foods that you love. You don't need to cut out whole food groups. You just need to be sensible with what you eat and try and eat the best things for you and your body. There is no point spending months not eating cake, not going out to dinner with your friends and depriving yourself of social situations. There is no point, because all you're going to do is you're going to get fed up and you're going to give up with actually doing the weight loss. So make it manageable, make it doable. If you make weight loss too hard and not something you can feasibly do every day, you're not going to do it every day. So be gentle on yourself, that's fine. You don't need to be losing 10 pounds in a week. You just need to be going at your own pace, taking it slow, and then you'll see the results. Tip number 6 is to find a hobby that will keep you busy. Now, weight loss can take up so much of your mind, and thinking about food can take up so much of your mind, and doing hobbies that can take your mind off those things and just make you kind of take a step back from what your primary goal is perfect. You don't need to be thinking about weight loss all the time. So go and bowling with your friends and do some sewing, do some drawing, whatever your hobby is, feel free to do it. Keep yourself busy, keep yourself happy, and don't center your whole life around weight loss. Make sure you're still having your life. Primarily your life should be about having fun and making friends and spending time with family. It should be enjoying your life, not constantly worrying about your weight. Your weight is just a side part to your life. As important as it is for your health, you do need to remember your mental health and how that will affect your weight loss journey. Make sure you're keeping yourself sane, because if you're in a bad mental place and you're focusing solely on losing weight and you're not seeing results, you're going to get into a bad spot and you're not going to stay motivated. So if you're keeping your mind busy and you're doing the necessary things for weight loss but not thinking about it 24/7, then you're going to be able to stay motivated a lot more easily. If you spend your whole day thinking about weight loss, then you're just going to burn out. You're going to feel like you're putting so much effort in for so little reward, because weight loss is a slow process, and if you're doing it quickly, it's not all going to be fat loss. You're going to have some water weight. If you're doing it too quickly, it's actually going to be your muscles breaking down, which you really don't want. So just make sure you take a step back and you do the things you love day to day, because it's not worth being miserable whilst losing weight. Tip number 7, which is probably one of the most important ones, and that's to think about why you are losing weight. What is the reason for you wanting to lose weight? For me, it's to feel comfortable in my body, to feel happy in my body, to feel like I can get up and move again. And I really want to be fit and healthy. I want to be able to climb mountains when I go travelling. I don't want to be exhausted and napping every 10 minutes. And also it's to help my health within me. I need to get my body into tip-top shape so that it's functioning the best it can. It needs to be for you. If you start losing weight because you think other people will like you more, if it's to look like your favourite social media influencer, then that could be a slippery slope, because you'll never look like someone else. You can never make yourself look exactly like someone else. Everybody is different, I'm afraid, and as hard as you work, you can never make yourself look like somebody else who is a completely different body type, completely different build, completely different genetics. But for you to truly stay motivated throughout the whole thing, it needs to really be for you and for no one else. I remember back in the day when I went through a breakup, I thought, right, that's it, I'm going to get into shape, but I wasn't actually doing it for me. I was doing it to show him that show him what he's missing and that whole story. And that doesn't work like that, because people come and go in your life, and if they're your sole motivation, if they're the thing you're pinning your motivation on, then it's not going to last. And finally, tip number 8, which is kind of branching off again what I said earlier about having a hobby, and that is to make sure you're not thinking about it all day, every day, because it will suck the life out of you. It can get very unhealthy if all you're thinking about is weight loss. If you're turning down social engagements because you don't want to eat out and have something that's bad for you, or when you usually go drinking with your friends and you turn that down because you don't want the extra calories, that's when it's getting unhealthy, because you need to have those moments for yourself. You need to let yourself go every now and again, and that's fine. You don't need to go 100% religious on a diet or 100% religious on a workout scheme, because things change, things pop up. For example, I was in a car crash and my back now is really bad and I can't work out as often as I might want to, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to give up on weight loss completely. It's not an 100% in or 100% out, it's do the best you can. If I start thinking about weight loss 100% and start turning down going out to dinner with my friends because I don't want to be the spoilsport and the only one not eating, or if everyone else is having drinks and I'm just not joining in, when I really actually want to join in, then of course I'm not going to stay motivated. I'm going to start resenting the weight loss process because I'm going to feel like I'm being deprived from the things I love, and that's the thing. That is the bottom line. When you are losing weight, do not deprive yourself. Give yourself more. Give your body the workout it really wants. Make it feel exhausted at the end. Make it feel achy so that you know you've done a really good workout and you feel satisfied. Feed yourself food that makes you feel light and energetic and make you feel like you could run a marathon instead of feeling sluggish and bloated and want to sit on the couch. Do things that actually give your body more instead of depriving your body. Give yourself that slice of cake just for your mental health. Every food serves a purpose. There are foods that nourish you and there are foods that bring you joy, and sometimes these link but sometimes they don't, and the food will bring you joy but absolutely no nourishment, but that's why you need it. So those are my 8 tips on staying motivated when you are just not seeing the results you anticipated, or your results were a lot slower than you thought. Do you guys have any other tips for staying motivated? I would love to hear them down below, because we all have those days where it's slightly harder than other days, and I would love to know what you guys do to keep motivated. But thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.